And a generalization that often comes out of men and women's mouth is, you know, women, they're so emotional. But every human on the planet is emotional. Emotional, it's a container word for an emotion. And isn't it weird that we just say women are emotional rather than they're in tune and they can actually handle and calibrate their emotion and deal with it healthy? You know, being quiet and reserved and sad, that is an emotion. Being angry is an emotion. Being happy is an emotion. Being sad is an emotion. It just like befuddles me that people will use the word, oh, you know, she's a bit emotional, you know.
I'm going to cut to the chase on that, which is that all thinking is emotional. And so this is not just me saying this. There's a neuroscientist called Mary Helen Immordino Yang, who is a student of another neuroscientist called Antonio Damasio, who wrote a book called Descartes' Error, who basically point out that emotion is part of all thinking. So that it's sodding Plato that we have to blame for this, and Descartes. So Plato, very early on, if you know Plato, one of the kind of original philosophers, said, look, your mind is like horses which are going upwards towards heaven, which is reason, and emotions which are kind of dragging you downwards, which are emotion. So he created this completely manufactured artificial separation between reason and emotion. And basically with people like Descartes, René Descartes, I think therefore I am, it was the thinking, the rational, that connected you to God. And the position basically became that thinking and thought and reason is what makes you godlike, and emotions are what make you animalistic and childlike. And then this became associated with a stereotype that women are emotional and can't be trusted with important decisions. But the truth is that men are just as emotional, but they're just disconnected with it. They get deeply attached to ego. They get attached to the idea of competing and victory and of winning. And so people will say, well, you know, we have to think about the future of the company and make all these people redundant. And it's just because they're so addicted to the idea, emotionally addicted to success and of their own kind of sense of triumph.